And then in closing, I'm going to say, did you hear that? Did you hear what they put on the first day? What the hell did that have to do with anything? What did that have to do with anything? And remember, the first part is the opening statement. The opening statement is when you get to tell them, it starts like this. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the evidence will show. That's what everybody always says. The evidence will show. And I tell people this for opening statement. It's a very simple idea. You ever put together a puzzle when you were a kid with the pieces, and you open up the box and you go, what the hell is this? All these pieces. What am I making here? What is this? Here's the box. Oh, that's where we're going. That's what these pieces mean. Okay, I got it. That's what the opening statement is. The evidence will show. Now, the key is argue your case, which you're not supposed to do. You're just supposed to say, the evidence will show. Now, on this night, that Mr. Attwood conspired with a number of other people in his staff to bring women across state lines, and then count two. He did. You tell them, and this is what we will do. We will put on this witness, this witness. You kind of tell them, this is what's coming. They didn't do that. They put on a show. They were throwing, everything out. And I'm going to remember that. And I'm going to say at the end, in closing is the most fun. This is when you wrap all up. Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember when Mr. Attwood said that because now you're the prosecutor, that he was going to do this? I didn't hear that. All I heard was a bunch of stories that he used to freak you out because he wants you to think where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, they decided when they came up with this indictment to do absolutely before I forget, let me just stop right there. Before I forget, this is how stupid and how awful these media are. Did you read the article or the headline that says, Diddy throws out her boyfriend or husband or something, throws him out of the courtroom? Did you hear that? Did you see that today? Throws him out. Oh, that rat bastard. Oh, my God, threw him out. You know what it was? It's called the sequestration rule. It's called invoking the rule. And you always say, first thing you do, Your Honor, we invoke the rule. Anybody who's about to testify has to leave so that you don't sit there and say, yeah, like he said. No, I don't want one witness to hear another witness. It's done all the time. They didn't throw him out. They ask, are you going to testify? Because if you sit in here, you can't testify. It's called the rule of sequestration. But the way it sounded was that Diddy threw him out. No, because you've got laymen, you've got little punks, you've got these kids who all they want to do is get the clicks and the likes. They don't care about perspective or nuance. They don't care absolutely nothing about the fact. Don't you want to hear specifically perspective? Don't you want to hear what's going on? Don't you want to know, this is my game, these are my rules? I don't know about you, but if there's a cricket match or a football game, and somebody comes out and talks about, Georgie Best or Maradona, you want somebody to explain the rules. Not somebody says, boy, he sure can't kick it. It was out of bounds, you schmuck. Things that look good to a layman miss the point when you know the rules. So they don't even care about that. They make it sound like day one. And they're making this to be, here's the thing which people are saying. Are they trying to throw this thing? I don't know. Why are you putting on such a lousy case? The rule for prosecutors is I'd rather have a strong misdemeanor than a weak felony. Give me a charge that is overwhelming. May sound like I'm undercharging it, but just have 30 witnesses, one after another. So I'm saying he's there and everybody's looking at this. And the question now is, when it comes to the jury, remember, closing, you got to be very careful. But I would love to look at that jury and say, ladies and gentlemen, first I say thank you. This is closing. Thank you. I don't know what I'm saying thank you for. You were compelled. You got a summons to be here. You didn't come here voluntarily, but thank you, because I watched you. And Mr. Combs and I watched you. And you were paying attention. By the way, side note, Diddy's got to get training on what you do during the court. Don't laugh. Don't tell jokes. Don't look confident. They're watching you every second. Put the Bible away. You might be considered blasphemous. These people might be devout, and you're using this as a prop. You look down. You look at them. Look at them. Look at them. Don't nod. Don't smile. Look at them. Remember, you're an innocent man. You got nothing to hide. You're proud. This is your day. You've been wanting this since day one. Whenever the door was up, we stand up. Don't let the judge say, all rise. We stand up first. We show respect for these people. Because remember, we're happy. And also another thing, if you're ever arrested, if you're ever taken in, don't ever hide your face. Don't ever. I don't know what that thing is. Is that you or me? I don't know what.
You?
I've got that stupid emotions. I got to turn that thing off somehow. I was talking one day about the Holocaust, something really terrible, and these balloons went off. I was like, oh my God, this is not what I'm trying to say. Anyway, if you're ever arrested, you make sure that you look at that camera. Don't hide the handcuffs. Don't put anything. Don't ever cover your face. Don't ever. You show them. Say, look what they're doing to me. Look at this. I didn't do anything. I'm not hiding this. Always make sure your mugshot. You look at the camera. Look. Remember, you're innocent. You didn't do anything. They've got the wrong guy. Act like it, and don't go out of your way. But they're watching every move. They're saying, this guy's laughing. I don't know what's so funny. Well, he's just telling a joke. No, there's no joke here. There's no joke. So I don't like this case. I don't like this case. I don't like it. I think it's rotten. And with those miserable people, so far, all they got was R. Kelly and this guy. Think about it. That's it. Here in the United States, we have these. Everybody's thinking, now that Trump's in, we're going to have a perp walk. We're going to have arrest perpetrators walking. So far, they arrested a couple of judges. Nothing. This case stinks to high heaven. How bad is this guy? What about all the people who came to the freak off party? Were they granted immunity? Oh, that's the first question. The first time that sex worker gets there, Mr. Attwood, sex worker, because by the way, you're everything in this. In my opinion, you're the witness. Mr. Attwood, yes. Are you testifying on your own behalf, on your own, or were you subpoenaed here? Well, was subpoenaed. Did anybody waive? Did anybody grant you any immunity? Did anybody tell you that? Promised you, because you got a good lawyer, promised you immunity because you're going to be saying some stuff. You did what to Cassie? You did what? You did this, right? Not him. Not Mr. Combs. There's that thing again. There's that thing. I got to put my hands down. I swear to you, next time I'll turn that thing off. Anyway, Mr. So-and-so, now Mr. Attwood is the sex worker. Mr. Attwood, did you realize you did this, and you did this to her, and you did this at the behest? Did Mr. Combs threaten you, sir? Did he make you do this? And you are, let me get this straight, you are a sex worker? So you do this professionally? Is that what you're doing? Yes. And Mr. Attwood, isn't one of the definitions of being this is cross-examination, by the way, because I can ask leading question. Mr. Attwood, isn't it true that being one of the attributes of being a good sex worker, of which you are, correct? Of course you are. Isn't one of the attributes, is it not being a good liar? What do you mean? Well, you're an actor. Your whole thing is ecstasy and you're excited. Some of those days must get long. You must be involved with somebody you're not too thrilled with. It's got to be tough because the worst thing in your business is have somebody yell, cut, we got to do it again. What is this? So you're an actor. You're a professional liar. You have to take scenes and embellish them. You've got to sell something, right? Because you're an actor. Isn't that what you do? Isn't that what you do? Yeah, but you're not acting now. No. And by the way, are you sure they granted you immunity from this? Because you just testified. If I didn't know better, that could be construed if you hadn't granted immunity, and I'm sure your lawyer will tell you, you committed about 6 crimes yourself. Because from the sounds of it, it sounds like Cassie wasn't exactly consenting to this. Because isn't that true? That's what made Mr. Combs supposedly enjoy this, right? The fact that it was forced, the fact that it wasn't consensual. So isn't it true that you did it? You were the one who should be on trial. So did they grant you a deal? Did they say we won't charge you with anything if you deliver the goods? So your acting better be real good today, or they may turn around and tell you, you know what? I think you violated our promise. We're going to charge you now because he did it. And all these other people. First question, were you granted immunity? Yes. Did they make a deal with you? Because everybody's a co-conspirator. Are you part of the conspiracy, racketeering conspiracy? Yeah. Are you? And Mr. Let's assume somebody said, pick a famous, I'm not going to say it, but pick a big name in the music biz, okay?
Mick Jagger.
Think of it. Okay, what? So he sits there and says, so let me get this straight. Did anybody grant you immunity? One after another, yeah. So you went to a party with about 100 people, and you see what there were drugs there, weren't there? Yes. Interesting. And there were underage people there, weren't there? I don't know. Mr. Combs didn't know either. Didn't help him. And did you hear that? Did you notice all the baby oil? What did you think that was about? So when you went there, let me ask you something. When you walked in there, you're telling this jury that you walked there, you didn't know what this was? We think it was a surprise party. What is this? And you stayed? Mr. Whoever, are there any pictures of you with anybody who might be perhaps of an age that might be precluded? So you were there the whole time. Did anybody grant you any kind of immunity from testifying? Because you violated the laws too. So at the end, in closing, ladies and gentlemen, all these people were just as guilty. If anything, Sean's just watching. He's like a Chauncey Gardner from being there. I like to watch. Ben, I like to watch. That's it. Think about this. Now, he's slapping the hell out of Cassie, and that's a terrible thing. But all these other people, let me tell you something. He's a serial voyeur. He watches. And all these people say, you betcha. What you want me to do? Yeah, I worked for him. Yeah, I did it. What you want me to do, Mr. Combs? Slap her around? You damn right. Come here, you son of a... How much is that? 50? Harder? I'm going to hit her harder? I know that always gets you because I could kill Sean anytime with a southern. But the point is, what is this group? Everybody there is a participant in something. And Sean's sitting back there, he's watching it. I put the parties on. Let's go through that Hamptons. You know, the Hamptons, we have the Hamptons, the big la-di-da place on Long Island. The white party, interestingly enough. And this is the hottest ticket. Is that Warren Buffett? I'm just saying, I don't know if Warren Buffett's there. Everybody went there. And you mean to tell me that you got him? If I show up to a riot, let's say there's a riot, all the rioters get charged, right? Yeah. Well, think of this as kind of like a sex riot. And they were in charge? They're like all Sammy the Bull. Bad example. What I'm saying, they're all ratting on him because they made him a deal. What is this? They're going to say whatever they have to say to protect their own. Again, Sean's back there. I don't know. And Sean was brutal and mean. Okay, all right, yeah. He was compelling, yeah. He's supposedly a billionaire. He's in the entertainment business. I thought you liked that. Isn't that? I mean, he's a cross between J.R. Ewing and Donald Trump and whoever. I mean, this is. So you see what happens after a while. If you let me at that jury, they're going to go home and they go, "What the hell am I doing here?" This is the. I started off hating Diddy. Now I hate them because this is stupid. Now you're wasting my time. I thought you were going to give me a real good. I mean, imagine, like, for example, there's some boiler room where people they're putting girls on buses or in, they're tagged and sent and shipped and, that would be something. Or kids who are pulled out of school. You're going to work for me, right? You're going to work for me. You're going to do it. Yes. And we're going to send you to Cleveland and you're going to work for me and you're never going to see your mom. Now that's a story. And a racketeering enterprise where we have multiple tiers. We have this one, chairman of the board, like the Gambino crime family. We got him. We got Shaun in the sweater and the gray hair. He looks like Uncle Remus. What is this? This is the guy? This is Mr. I'm telling you, he's like pulling a Morgan Freeman. This is the guy. One guy? This is a joke. And after, remember, and people are going to say, and remember, Shaun, I don't have to prove anything. I just want one little doubt. It's like you look at a diamond and you go, there's a flaw. Not perfect. That's it. There you go. Just one. And then they go, it's a retrial. It's a mistrial. Or he's convicted and it goes to the appellate court 5 years from now. And they look at this and they say, oh my God, this is real. This is horrible. He objected. You have to object to preserve the objection. But so they better know what they're doing. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you've got about a dozen questions pending. So let's try and zip through some of these.
Let's zip.
We have got, let's see. Is it possible they were setting the stage today? That's from Phoenix.
Setting the stage for what? You mean like kind of whetting their appetite? Like, well, whatever. By the way, CR, I agree with 100%. Setting the stage, no. Put it this way. Start the play. Start the movie. Don't set the stage. Go. Don't set the stage. Just get down to brass tacks. Don't mess around. This is you don't want to say, because they might be falling asleep. Okay, now we're going to start. You lost me already.
Get your questions in, folks. We're coming up to the hour. We've got about 15 minutes left. Lionel and Shaun, are the jurors under some kind of protection while the trial is going on?
Well, they're not sequestered, thank God, because that's stupid. But there are rumors that, remember, there are people who are around there who know everything about. No, this is federal court. Federal is just serious. How do I say this? There's only 4 areas to get in. There are professional people who can tell, kind of, sort of, maybe, because you've got in court observers. Juror number 1, wears the vest, bald-headed dude with a beard, kind of stares at the camera, freezes up a lot of time, drinks a lot of water. Yeah, that's number 1. And then and then somebody goes out and said, yep, that's him. So they can follow, maybe. That's really ill-advised. But sometimes also people want to sell their story. That's another one too. And you spend a lot of time going through social media, and they're going to be watched right now. Oh, I'm going to have an AI program. Now that I know kind of who they are, I'm going to go through because who was it? It was during one of the trials where one of the jurors was talking about how guilty somebody was, because people can't, help but so anyway, so it's not so much that the jurors are protected. We got to make sure that Diddy is protected from the jury, from going out and wanting to be the first guy. Hello, Harvey Levin? Yeah, listen, you don't know me. Because there's really nothing, it's difficult. It's to protect the jury. It's like a grand jury. Jurors are told don't testify, but it's to protect them if they want to waive it. So, I don't know.
So Doreen was saying, what about the witnesses being protected, because including the one that went missing?
Yeah, that was weird. A juror, or no, it's a witness, and the lawyer couldn't get a hold of the lawyer. That's not your witness. Normally they're on standby. The marshal's office deal. You know what I mean? They're there. You don't go. Again, unless I really understand the circumstances, this could be blown out of proportion. Just like I told you before, they said they threw him out of the courtroom. No. So I don't know. I don't think it was that big of a deal.
Are they charging him with possessing rifles, AR-15s with the serial numbers wiped? I didn't see that they were, but
nope.
That's weird, isn't it?
Nope. I didn't see that, because if you looked at that, now if they bring that up, I hope they do, because that prejudices jury even more so, especially now an AR-15, an assault weapon, a Bushmaster. No, it was charged with, let me go back to the original one. The charge, remember, always go to this. Always look at what he's charged with. Racketeering conspiracy. Leading a criminal enterprise involved in ST, trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Okay. Trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transporting to engage in prostitution over state lines. That's it. So this other stuff.
What about at sentencing? Could they use that as a aggravating factor?
Not really. Normally, you want to stay within the four corners, or maybe for bail or something. You can say this guy is dangerous. Maybe remember, if he's found guilty, they might be asked to grant bond during the appeal, and they might use that as an excuse to say this guy is. You okay there, buddy? I'll tell you, those hemorrhoids will knock the socks out of you. Have a nice pillar like I do. Anyway, so